Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel Sahoo's tutorial. In this YouTube video, we will discuss some MCQ questions on Pride and Prejudice. Earlier, in 4 videos, we had discussed 80 questions on Pride and Prejudice. This is the part 5 of this series. We will discuss today another 20 questions on this topic. So, I hope that you are all liking my video. Please do subscribe and hit the like button and tap the bell icon to get more notifications about my video. I am hoping that I will continuously upload videos on this topic, on these various topics. So without wasting any time, let's begin the video. So today's first question, here is the first question on your screen. The first question is 80 number, question number 81. Who was the prettiest girl at the ball according to Mr. Bingley? So now which ball is mentioned here? This is the Meryton, Meryton, Meryton ball, the local assembly, the local ball or the Meryton assembly, where the Bennet sisters, Mrs. Bennet and her daughters met with Charles Bingley and Darcy. So in that Meryton ball, Mr. Bingley remarked whom the prettiest girl. So who was the prettiest girl according to Mr. Bingley? Now the options are Charlotte, Mary, Jane, Elizabeth. Yeah, please do write in the comment box, keep answering in the comment box. So the option number D, that is Elizabeth. Elizabeth was the prettiest girl according to Mr. Bingley at the Meryton ball, at the local Meryton assembly. Now the question that strikes in our mind is that who was the most beautiful? Who was the most beautiful girl at the Meryton ball? Mr. Bingley, Mr. Charles Bingley, who is from the north of England, who has taken reign on Netherfield Park. Now at the ball of Meryton, that is at the Meryton assembly, he remarks Jane. He remarks Jane, the eldest one, the eldest daughter of Bennet family, as the most beautiful. So Jane was remarked as most beautiful and Elizabeth was remarked as the prettiest girl at the Meryton ball by Mr. Bingley. Okay, so the answer of this question number 81 is Elizabeth as the prettiest girl. Now move to question number 82. Yeah, the name of the married sister of Mr. Bingley. Mr. Bingley का जो married sister कौन था? Who was the married sister of Mr. Bingley? Now the options are Mrs. Bronte, Mrs. Hurst, Mrs. Lucas, Mrs. Collins. So please do write in the comment box. Please do answer in the comment box. Yeah, the name of the married sister of Mr. Bingley is Mrs. Hurst. So the option number B is the right answer. Mrs. Hurst was the married sister of Mr. Bingley, that is Charles Bingley, who is from north of England. Yeah. Now move to the next question, 83. So you have to say who had said this line. You are dancing with the only handsome girl in the room. Who said this line? Who said this line? You are. Now who is you? You are dancing with the, you here means Charles Bingley. Charles Bingley. Yeah, Charles Bingley. Now Charles Bingley actually is dancing with Jane, with the only handsome girl in the room. Now who said this line? Now options are Mrs. Bronte, Darcy, Mrs. Lucas, Mrs. Hurst. Yeah, please do write in the comment box. Yeah, the option number B, that is Darcy. Darcy is saying this line to Charles Bingley when Charles Bingley was dancing with Jane, the eldest daughter of the Bennet family. Yeah, and Charles Bingley was very much attracted towards Jane, the eldest daughter. So Darcy is the right answer. Now move to the next question, question number 84. I quite detest the man. I quite detest the man. Who said this line? I quite. Who is I here? And who is the man? The man is here Mr. Darcy. Mr. Darcy. Now I quite detest the man. Who quite detests the man? Now the options are Miss Sarah Lucas, Mrs. Bennet, Mrs. Collins, Mrs. Hurst. So the option number B, that is Mrs. Bennet. Mrs. Bennet quite detest the man Darcy because of Darcy's because of Darcy's horrid behavior, because of bad disposition of Darcy's. Darcy is considered as most disagreeable person. That's why Mrs. Bennet doesn't like Darcy, and that's why Mrs. Bennet, when she returns from the maiden ball, she remarks Darcy as most disagreeable person, and she also says that she detests the man, that is Darcy. So Mrs. Bennet is the right answer. Now move to question number 85. Yeah, the distance between Meryton and Longbourn. The distance between Meryton and Longbourn is 2 miles, 4 miles, 1 miles, 5 miles. The distance between Meryton and Longbourn is 2 miles, 4 miles, 1 miles, 5 miles. Yeah. So Longbourn is the estate where Bennet family lives. Where Bennet family lives. Longbourn is the estate, and the Meryton is the ball where the assembly had happened. So what the distance between Meryton and Longbourn is 1 mile. So option number C is the right answer. Okay. Now move to question number 86. 10,000 a year. 10,000 a year. Oh Lord, what will become of me? I shall go distracted. Who said this line in the novel? Who said this line in the novel? So what was the remark? That 10,000 a year. Oh Lord, what will become of me? I shall go distracted. Okay. Now the options are Miss Sarah Lucas, Mrs. Bennet, Mrs. Hurst, Mrs. Collins. Miss Sarah Lucas, Mrs. Bennet, Mrs. Hurst, Mrs. Collins. So this line was told by Mrs. Bennet. So option number B is the right answer. Okay. Now move to question number 87. I have been meditating on the very great pleasure with a pair of fine eyes in the face of a pretty woman can bestow. Who said this line in the novel? I have been meditating. Now, who was the speaker here? Now, the options are Wickham, Mr. Bingley, Mr. Bennet, Darcy. Wickham, Bingley, Bennet, Darcy. Okay. Now Darcy, that is the option number D. Darcy is the speaker here. Darcy is saying that he has been meditating on the very great pleasure with a pair of fine eyes. That means he was thinking very deeply about the pair of fine eyes of Elizabeth. So whose fine eyes? Here the fine eyes of Elizabeth in the novel, and Elizabeth's nickname is Lizzie. Elizabeth's nickname क्या है? Lizzie. So here the option D is the right answer. So Darcy was speaking this line. Okay, now move to question number 88. I have been meditating on the same line. I have been meditating on the very great pleasure with a pair of fine eyes in the face of a pretty woman can bestow. Now whose eyes are mentioned here? Now tell me whose eyes are mentioned here. The eyes of Charles Lucas, the eyes of Jane, the eyes of Lydia, and the eyes of Elizabeth. Okay, so the option number D, that is Elizabeth. Here the fine eyes are of Elizabeth. Elizabeth's fine eyes are mentioned in the novel by Darcy. Darcy was very much attracted towards the fine eyes of Elizabeth. Okay, now move to question number 89. With whom does Lydia go to Brighton? With whom does Lydia go to Brighton? So Lydia was the youngest daughter. As you know that Lydia was the youngest daughter of the Bennet family. Lydia goes to Brighton with whom? So the options are Charles Lucas, Jane, Mrs. Foster, Elizabeth. Charles Lucas, Jane, Mrs. Foster, Elizabeth. So option number C here, Mrs. Foster, is the right answer. That Lydia goes to Brighton with Mrs. Foster. Okay, now move to question number 90. Where do Lydia and Wickham go when they run up from Brighton? Where do Lydia and Wickham? So Lydia and Wickham, they both fled and go when they ran up from Brighton. So where did they go? They went to France, London, Medicine, Italy. So the option number B, that is London, is the right answer. London is the right answer. Lydia and Wickham went to London when they ran off from Brighton. Okay, the next question. 91. Where do Bingley and Darcy go for the winter? Bingley, as you know that Bingley and Darcy, they are friends. They are friends. They are friends. Now, where do Bingley and Darcy go for the winter? So, for when winter came, okay, they depart from Netherfield Park and they went to France, London, Mediterranean, Italy. They both went to London. So where do Bingley and Darcy go for the winter? For the winter season, they went to London. So option number B is the right answer. Okay, now move to 92. Name Bennet's housekeeper. Who was Bennet's housekeeper? Who was Bennet's housekeeper? Options are Nail, Hill. So option number B, that is Hill. Hill is the right answer here. Hill is the right answer here. Okay. Then Bennett's का housekeeper क्या था? Bennett's का housekeeper Hill था. Okay. Now move to question number 93. Who is pregnant by the end of the novel? Who is pregnant by the end of the novel? Novel का end में कौन pregnant था? So the options are here: Jane, Elizabeth, Lydia, Charles Lucas. Jane, Elizabeth, Lydia, and Charles Lucas. So at the end of the novel, you know it very well that Charles Lucas, the most favorite friend of Elizabeth, was Charles Lucas, and Charles Lucas was pregnant by the end of the novel. So option number D is the Charles Lucas is the right answer. Okay, now move to question number 94. The minds of the two sisters. The mind of the two sisters are described as being more vacant than their sisters. More vacant than their sisters. Okay, who are they? Who are described as vacant? Who are, that means they are silliest girl. They are the most silliest girl. Okay, now the options are Catherine and Jane, Catherine and Mary, Lydia and Kitty, Catherine and Lydia. So the options are Catherine and Jane, Catherine and Mary, Lydia and Kitty, and Catherine and Lydia. So option number D, that is Catherine and Lydia. Catherine and Lydia, that is the fourth and fifth daughter. Now, you say chronologically, first is Jane. Jane is the eldest. Then Elizabeth. Yeah. Then Elizabeth. Then comes Mary. 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 Then comes Catherine. Then 1 2 3 4 and 5. Last one is Lydia. Yeah, so Catherine, the number 4th and 5th, Catherine and Lydia are mentioned as as remarked as vacant by whom? By Mr. Bennet. Who said this line? Mr. Bennet. Mr. Bennet told the two sisters are described as more vacant. Okay, so option number D, that is Catherine and Lydia, is the right answer. Move to question number 95. Young women should always be properly guarded and attended. Young women should always be properly guarded and attended. Who said this aforesaid line? Yeah, the options are Lady Catherine de Bourgh, Mr. Darcy, Miss Bingley, Charlotte Lucas. Lady Catherine de Bourgh, Mr. Darcy, Miss Bingley, Charlotte Lucas. So option number A, that is Lady Catherine de Bourgh, had told this line that young women should always be properly guarded and attended. So option number A is the right answer. Okay, now move to question number 96. There is meanness in all the arts which ladies sometimes condescend to employ for captivation. There is meanness in all the arts which ladies sometimes condescend to employ for captivation. Who said this line? Who said this aforesaid line? Mr. Hurst, Mr. Darcy, Miss Bingley, Mr. Bennet. There is meanness in all the arts. So the option number B, that is Mr. Darcy. Darcy had told this line that there is meanness in all arts which ladies sometimes condescend to employ for captivation. Okay, now move to question number 97. Who will inherit Longbourn? Who will inherit Longbourn after the death of Mr. Bennet? मिस्टर बेनेट का डेथ होने के बाद who will take all the possession, all the wealth and the Longbourn estate of the Longbourn estate of Mr. Bennet? Yeah, the options are William Collins, Darcy, Wickham, Lady Catherine. William Collins, Darcy, Wickham, Lady Catherine. So it is actually William Collins. William Collins, the cousin. William Collins is the cousin of whom? Cousin of Mr. Bennet. Cousin of Mr. Bennet. As you know that Mr. Bennet and Mrs. Bennet have no male child. Yeah, they have 5 daughters. So as per the regulations, the inheritance will be inherited by a male figure. So they have no male child, that's why all the property will be inherited, will be entailed, will be inherited by the cousin, that is William Collins. So the option A is the right answer, William Collins. Now move to question number 98. Who is the rector? Who is the now rector means the person, P-A-R-S-O-N. Person means priest who conducts religious worship. Who conducts religious worship or worshipping. Okay, so who is the rector, the person, the priest of the Hunsford parish? And the options are Wickham, Darcy, Bingley, William Collins. Wickham, Darcy, Bingley and William Collins. So the option number D, that is William Collins, is the right answer of this question. William Collins. William Collins is the rector of the person, the main priest of the Hunsford parish. And here parish means church. Parish means church. Okay, now move to question number 99. Who appoints Mr. Collins as the rector of Hunsford parish? Who appoints Mr. Collins as the rector of Hunsford parish? किसने अपॉइंट किया था मिस्टर कॉलिंस को, जो कि cousin था of Mr. Bennet का, was the cousin of Mr. Bennet, as the rector, as the main priest or the Hunsford parish? किसने किया था? St. Louis, Mr. Hurst, Lady Catherine de Bourgh और William Collins? William Collins, Lady Catherine de Bourgh. So the option C, that is Lady Catherine de Bourgh, had appointed Mr. Collins as the rector or the priest of the Hunsford parish. As you know that Lady Catherine de Bourgh was a widow. Okay, now move to the last question of today. That is question number 100. But before that, okay, I would like to request all of you, please do subscribe my channel and share with your friends. If you like my video, please hit the like button and to tap the bell icon to get more notifications about my videos. Please stay tuned. Okay, do a favor by subscribing my channel. I hope that you are liking my videos. Okay, now question number 100. Question number 100, that is, okay, that is, to which of the following Bennet sister, which are the following Bennet sisters William Collins decides to propose when he visits Longbourn? And in the William Collins, the cousin of Mr. Bennet, visited Netherfield Park, visited Longbourn Estate, where Bennet's family live. Longbourn. William Collins visited Longbourn, and when he came there, he had decided to propose whom? So the options are Mary, Jane, Elizabeth and Lydia. Okay, now option number C, that is Elizabeth, is the right answer. So William Collins decided to propose Elizabeth in the novel. So these are all questions. So in 5 videos I have discussed 100 questions on Pride and Prejudice. All these questions multiple choice questions. I hope that you are all liking. Please do subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you. Have a nice night.